Hear the call, my brothers and sisters, it's time to rise. Stand up for our freedom, we've endured too many lies. Come together, united, let's make our voices known. In the streets of Zimbabwe, we'll reclaim our throne. Join the protest, let your spirit...
Welcome to Giggle with a message on Zimwaves TV, where we shine a hilarious spotlight on the surreal, the absurd, and the downright tragic truths of life in Zimbabwe. Today's headline: Why Sensible Investors Avoid Zimbabwe Like It's a New Get-Rich-Quick Scheme Gone Horribly Wrong, and why only the most unscrupulous find it irresistible. Let's be real. Zimbabwe's economy has become the ultimate test of survival instincts. It's the financial equivalent of going on a bungee jump, with a rope fraying just before you leap. You could pour your money into a business here, but by the time it lands, inflation will have eaten it up faster than a hungry crocodile in the Zambezi. The joke: in Zimbabwe, if you want to lose money, just invest. It'll disappear quicker than a government promise. Honest investors look at Zimbabwe's inflation rate and think, so this is where my life savings come to die. And yet, some brave souls still try their luck. Why, you ask? Well, most investors prefer economies where there's a sense of stability. Laws that don't change on a whim, currencies that hold value for more than a few hours, and maybe, just maybe, a workforce that's not constantly on strike because they can't afford a loaf of bread. But Zimbabwe offers a more dynamic experience. Investors must learn to expect the unexpected. Oh, look! The price of petrol has tripled overnight. Again, delightful. Now, let's talk about those who do find Zimbabwe's economy favorable: the shady, the unscrupulous, and the morally flexible. If there were an international award for most corrupt business-friendly environment, Zimbabwe would probably take home the gold. In fact, for some investors, the phrase high risk, high reward has never sounded so sweet. It's like opening a restaurant where food safety laws are optional, taxes are negotiable, and bribes are just part of the dining experience. What could go wrong? For those who prefer their investments in the shade rather than the sun, Zimbabwe is practically a paradise. Where else can you sidestep all those pesky regulations with a handshake and a briefcase of US dollars? Foreign investors who balk at the idea of accountability and transparency in their home countries must find Zimbabwe's lack of oversight downright refreshing. It's like a business playground where there are no rules, just suggestions. Meanwhile, honest investors, they arrive, take one look at the landscape, and say, this feels more like gambling than investing. They'd rather walk away with their dignity and whatever remains of their capital than dive into an economic pool with sharks wearing suits. And then there's Elon Musk. Yes, that Elon Musk. The man whose life goal is to colonize Mars before the rest of us can even afford a Tesla. He's not just sending rockets to space. He's also decided to bring Starlink to Zimbabwe. Why? Maybe he sees it as the ultimate underdog story. After all, Zimbabwe's internet speeds could be outpaced by a pigeon carrying a flash drive across Harare. Imagine this. Elon looked at the Zimbabwean economy, took a puff from his metaphorical or literal joint, and said, "You know what this place needs? High-speed satellite internet. Let's make it happen." Who cares that the economy feels like it's teetering on the edge of a black hole? Starlink is here to give us blazing fast internet speeds, so that even when the lights go out, at least your Wi-Fi won't disappoint. Or maybe he's just here for the challenge. I mean, landing a rocket on a drone ship is hard. But introducing cutting-edge tech in an economy where people are still trying to figure out where their next meal is coming from, that's the real mission impossible. But hey, kudos to Elon for having faith in a country that doesn't have faith in itself. At least if Zimbabweans can't afford food, they'll be able to tweet about it in real time. Thank you, Starlink! Now, let's not forget about our illustrious leaders, the ones who truly make Zimbabwe an investor's dream. It's like trying to run a marathon in quicksand. Every step forward just pulls you deeper. Investors, of course, Look for forward-thinking leadership, the kind that fosters innovation and creates a stable environment for business. Zimbabwe's leadership, on the other hand, feels like they've been handed the keys to a time machine and have collectively decided to stay in 1983. Why bother with progress when you can just recycle the same old policies and ideas that brought the country to its knees? Zimbabwean leadership could write the book on how to discourage investment. 1. Complicated, unpredictable tax policies? Check. 2. Constant power outages that leave your business in the dark. Literally? Check. 3. Laws that can change depending on the mood of the day or who's in charge of your permit application. Oh, you bet. Who wouldn't want to invest in an environment where the goalposts are constantly moving and nobody can even tell you where the ball is anymore? The average investor looks at Zimbabwe's leadership and thinks, this would make a fantastic case study for what not to do in government. But for the unscrupulous, it's a dream come true. Corruption is baked into the system, so well it could be served as a side dish at lunch. The more you pay, the faster your business moves, if it moves at all. For the morally flexible, Zimbabwe offers the perfect landscape for shady deals and questionable ethics. It's like a playground where all the grown-ups have gone home, and you're free to do whatever you like. So there you have it. For those looking for a safe, stable place to grow their money, Zimbabwe's economy probably feels like the haunted house in a horror movie. Enter at your own risk. But for the unscrupulous, it's more like a treasure hunt. No rules, no accountability, and plenty of room for creative solutions to whatever problems arise. And then there's Elon Musk, showing up with Starlink, the ultimate wild card in a country that desperately needs anything resembling progress. Will it save the economy? Probably not. But hey, at least we'll have decent internet as we watch it all unfold. Until next time, remember, when life gives you inflation, at least you can laugh about it on Giggle with a message. And don't forget to subscribe to Zimwaves TV, because laughter may be the only thing we can still afford.